Of all the tools in Vectornator, the node tool is one of the most important, so understanding it is really useful. The node tool allows you to work with individual anchor points and control their handles, as opposed to the main selection tool, which works with an object as a whole. The node tool is the second tool in the toolbar. To understand it better, let's see what happens when I select an object with the selection tool first. Notice that I'm unable to see or edit the nodes of my path. Instead, I see these 9 points here, which allow me to scale my object, move it around, and rotate it. If I select my object with the node tool instead, now I can see all the individual anchor points that define my path. The basic technique is simple. Use the node tool to select an anchor point, which you can then move around. Or you can adjust its handles to change the curve that it creates. But there are a few more things to cover. First, you might notice that the nodes have different colors, so let's move to an open path to understand why. The beginning node is green, the middle nodes are blue, and the ending node is red. This feature is particularly useful when you're opening or closing paths from the inspector. Here, we can see the different node types in Vectornator. The first is what we call a single node. It has no handles, and it allows you to create straight paths and sharp angles. You may have noticed the difference that it made when I switched from one node type to another. But a quicker way to switch these is to double-click on a rounded node. See? Now it's angular. And the reverse is also true. Now I'll move down the line to our third type, asymmetric. This is the default node type that you create when you're building shapes with the pen tool. With this type of node, the handles oppose each other, but I can control them individually. In the case of a mirrored node, the second option on the list, the handles stay the same length no matter which one I pull. This makes them perfect for creating symmetrical curves. And the last one is a disconnected node. Here, the length and angle of each handle can be controlled individually, so they no longer oppose each other. This type of node is really helpful for creating deep curves like this one. So, to recap, we've looked at 3 ways to edit paths. 1, by selecting a node and moving it around. 2, by adjusting the handles. And 3, by changing the node type. But there's another important method to know, deleting nodes. This can be done in a few different ways. We have, of course, the right-click delete option. Or if you're using a keyboard, you can just press the delete key. This method can give you a lot of precision, but it can also be very time-consuming. So instead, you can delete multiple nodes by selecting them all using the command key, and then pressing delete. But if you want to quickly delete nodes in order to simplify your path, we have the delete nodes button here. This button will automatically delete nodes. If you keep on pressing this button though, your shape might end up looking a bit unrecognizable. So just be mindful about that, and don't be afraid to undo if you need to. Next to it, we have the Add Nodes button, which performs the opposite operation. And while you want to keep your vector paths as minimal as possible, using more anchor points might give you more control over its shape. If you want to add nodes without all the clutter, just tap once on the path. See? An asymmetrical node was just created, which you can now edit. Use whichever of these methods that's best for your workflow. And now, let's end this episode with shortcuts. Let's take this asymmetrical node here. If I drag the handles while pressing the Shift key, they'll automatically snap every 45 degrees. And if I want to change my handles independently, which will turn the node into a disconnected node, just hold down Option while dragging. And if I combine these two together, then I can separately move one of the handles while snapping it every 45 degrees. This Academy lesson packed a punch. But if you practice with all these functionalities, you'll get used to the node tool in no time. If you haven't yet, watch our pen tool episode. These tools together are like the PB&J of vector design. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in our next video. Bye!